Hey, what are you doing? You stole my water as we were taking a picture?
And then, look at the mama. Okay, so it's really hard to see on this tree, but trees grow in rings. Did you know that? So it's really hard to see, and there's lots of them in there, but there's little rings inside here. These little rings. Those rings go bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And if you were to go and you were to count every one of those rings, you could tell how old the tree was. Because every one of those rings is for 1 year of tree growth. And each ring has two parts. It has, I think it's a spring and a fall. The spring is the fast growth, and the fall is the slow growth. And the fast growth is soft, and the slow growth is hard. So here's something else that we can do. So if we look at each one of these rings, big rings, thick rings, are from years where there's lots of rain and lots of nutrients. And thin rings...
If I touch it?
Yeah, just watch for bugs. So thin rings are from years when there wasn't much rain or it was kind of hard on the tree.
Well, it feels really thick.
So here's something else that we can do.
Well, this is the inside.
That's right, it's where a tree got cut down. So it turns out that if we can figure out, if we look at those tree rings and we figure out a pattern, like, you know, it was thick and then thin and then thick and then thin, we can
This is thick.
right, we can line those patterns up with other trees, and then we can figure out how old a given tree is and what years were good rain, what years were bad rain. And then we can actually do all kinds of things. There's something called tree ring dating. Put your belly down. There's something called tree ring dating, and we can figure out how old certain things are. Like we can figure out how old a certain so say like some Indians made like some bows out of wood. We can look at those tree rings, and then we can figure out what year those bows were made by looking at the tree rings and getting them to line up with other tree rings that we know the age of.
And how we gotta do that?
Well, we can't do it right now, but it can be done.
How we gotta do it with?
Well, you know what? I tell you what, when we get home, we can do some more research and we can learn more about tree ring dating. If you want to know more.
About